stop our need. Light our way back home, coming in from the cold, and we'll be all set free. Set us free, set us free, set us free, set us free in this dark.
Hey, good afternoon, good afternoon. This is Andy. I'm excited to be with you for a couple of reasons. But first, reason number one, I got to brag a minute. I got my new patch. I don't know if you can see this, but it says New Year Rucking Challenge 20.21. And the goal is to ruck 20.21 miles. And if you're a super stud, you can do it in one try. And I don't have that kind of time to do a super stud one try kind of deal, because that would take, at my rate, 3 miles an hour, 3.2 miles an hour. If I didn't decrease over time, that'd take 6, 7, almost 7 hours. Ooh, that'd be rough. That'd have to be an all-day Saturday thing, and I would probably be in trouble. But I will get it done this week. I just got the patch in today, and I need to come up with some way to wear the patch, huh? Yep, that's what I need to do. So today we are talking about what are some things that you can do to prepare your computer for 2021, for a new year, for a new season, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to give you 3 tips, and I'm going to go in reverse order because number one, I really, really, really want you to pay attention to. It's probably the most important thing that you can do to get your computer ready. Now, I've got 10 tips. I'm just giving you the top 3, and then we'll go from there. If you want more, you can talk to me later about it. All right. Oh, my goodness. I am so not ready to be talking to... Let me tell you what happens. So what happens is when you buy a new domain name, like I buy new domain names quite often, but when you register a new domain name, then you are entered into a registry of whatever where everybody and their mother calls you to find out if they can build your website for you. I'm a web designer, a web developer, a back-end programmer, a front-end programmer, whatever you want to call it, I do it. So I don't need their help, and I wish they would leave me alone, but I'll get 17 calls today, tomorrow, and next day. Just about a website. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's get back to business at hand. The top 3 of 10 things that you can do to get your computer ready for 2021. Let's go. Number 3. Absolutely. Do some cleanup. Now this is just the easy kind of cleanup. So go through your mail. Get rid of all the junk mail. Let me give you a tip on how to do that easiest. If you're using Outlook, you can click on an email and find the subject, because a lot of your spam email is going to be the same subject or could be from the same sender. For example, let's say last year you went to an MLB game for, I don't know, let's say the Houston Astros. Then you know that you're getting email from Astros.com or HoustonAstros.com or whatever it is. You can go and do a search for all of the email that contains Astros.com or HoustonAstros.com, whatever the domain is, and there will all appear in your Outlook. And you can just Control-A, click on the top one, Control-A, that highlights all of the email that contains that subject or that specific keyword. Now you have to be specific. Anyway, Control-A and then hit delete, sends it to the trash can. Shift-delete will delete it immediately. No trash can. Straight to the ether. Anyway, so you have to be specific on your search when you're doing that. And you can do the same thing in a web-based email like Google, Gmail, or Yahoo or whatever else. But be very specific, because you don't want to accidentally, delete. If you want to clean up all the email that says, I don't know why you would, but says the word grandchildren, because you got junk mail from somebody who markets to people who have grandchildren, like me. But if you do that, then you are going to get rid of all email that has the word grandchildren in the subject or the body of the message. That's not good, because what if you were bragging on your grandchildren? Or in my case, I would say grand angels. Now that's pretty safe to not do. But anyway, so please be specific. The more keywords you can link together and put it inside of quotes, then you're only going to get those specific emails. For example, if I wanted to get rid of everybody that was Houston Astros, okay, then I could do a quote, Houston Astros quote, and it would show me everything in all of my 58 million emails that says Houston Astros, and I could just delete it. Now, I'm not down in the Astros or any other team or anything else. I'm just saying if you want to do that. So clean up your email. House cleaning is always a good thing. If you download your email, if you use an email client like Outlook, then you are cleaning up space on your hard drive. Absolutely. All right. So we're getting rid of email. We're cleaning up email. Number 2, we have in our hands the most amazing device that we've been able to put together in a century, I guess. You have a computer in your hand with your cell phone, right? That can take 58 bazillion pictures and store it on your phone. And if you sync your phone to your computer, then you have 58 bazillion pictures on your computer. Now, there are several different ways that you can handle that. If you do it through a cloud like Google Photos or iPhotos or whatever Apple's device, whatever it is, then you can get rid of them on your computer and they're still safe in the cloud. But if you have copied or downloaded pictures to your computer, man, that takes up space. Now, you can get rid of those very easily by just going through and doing a search through your computers. If you know a specific day that you took 753,000 pictures of your favorite grandchild, I do that, then you can go through and just highlight the ones you want to keep and say goodbye to the rest, and they're gone forever. Or they're gone off your hard drive forever and they're still in your cloud because you use Google Photos, which is a great way to handle that. Anyway, we're clearing up space. We're doing house cleaning on your computer. So we got rid of email, we got rid of photos. Those were 3 and then 2. Now here's number 1. The most important thing that you can do right now to prepare you for the year ahead. Are you ready for it? Here it is. It's not even a secret. I don't care who hears it. Back up your computer. Oh my goodness. Computers crash. Hard drives fail. Things happen. Your computer could get run over by a bulldozer and you lost everything on the hard drive. So please back up your computer. There are so many ways to do it efficiently and in the background that you don't even know it's backing up. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of different ways to back up. Now, before I say anything else, I'm giving this advice for free. I have nothing to do with any of the online services that I would recommend. I don't get paid by them, so I'm just letting you know that this is just some free, unsolicited advice. Some of these things that I do that I'm going to tell you about, I do them myself. Now, you can use a cloud service like Google Drive and copy all your docs to your Google Drive folder. That's what I do on the computer I'm talking to you about right now. I have so many computers, and it's so nice to have Google Drive that I can use among all of them, and my phone and my tablet and the computer in my workroom back there, that I can get to my data just by using Google Drive, and that is a great backup of my computer. That's number 1, an option. Microsoft has one, the Microsoft OneDrive platform. I think Apple has one, the iDrive maybe. I'm not sure what that's called. Oh, Cloud Drive, Google Cloud, Apple, whatever it is. Okay, that's an option. Another option is to use a backup service. The one I recommend to all of my clients who are using a Windows computer or who are using a Mac computer, not necessarily a Linux computer, because I haven't seen a Carbonite client for Linux. However, all of my clients, like I said, I don't get paid for people using Carbonite. I recommend Carbonite. It is seamless. It is secure. It is very efficient. You can start it to back up only at a certain time. You can make it back up instantly. It keeps revisions of the backup. So let's say that you have a computer that you're backing up to Carbonite and you get a virus on the computer that encrypts all of your stuff, and then, oh my goodness, what are you going to do about it? Well, the good news is if you have a live backup somewhere, it's actually going to back up encrypted stuff. So if you have a server back in the other room, it's going to back up stuff live all the time. But if you keep revisions of the backup, then you can go back and get an older backup, and boom, there you go. That is a great thing to have. So, Carbonite is one of my, well, it is what I recommend the most to all of my clients. Okay, so we've talked about a cloud service like Google Cloud, Google Drive. We've talked about Carbonite, something that backs up instantaneously, or however you set it up to go, all the time over the internet to your cloud. That means that you have to have a good or somewhat good, reliable internet service that's a little bit faster than dial-up. A lot of bit faster than dial-up. Okay, so another alternative. If you are in the country or somewhere, or you don't want your files, your data on the cloud, on the internet, completely understandable. Yes, I agree that there are times that you need that. Then what you can do is you can back up to an external device like a hard drive, a flash drive, or a network attached storage device. Those things are amazing. So basically what it is it's a mini computer that sits on your network. It's a box about this big that has hard drives inside of it, and you create your own internal cloud backup between your devices, your computers, and that network attached storage device. Now those things are pretty serious because you can get them configured so that they have multiple hard drives in them, so that if one drive fails, the other drive takes over. That's called a RAID 1 or a mirrored device, mirrored drives. Duncan, just a minute. He's hungry. All right. You can also set it up so that it's got a RAID 5 in it, so it's got at least 3 drives in it, so that if 1 or 2 fail, you still got a third. So you can make them as secure and robust as you like. So network attached storage devices are amazing to have, and you can set it up so that it does revisions like I said, or you can make it just copy all the time, however you want to go. Now, if you have any questions about any of this, if you need help setting up a hard drive to do a backup, or a NAS to do a backup, or if you need help setting up Carbonite or anything like that, or if you want the other 7 things that we can do to prep our computers for 2021 to be the most efficient, send me a message and say prep for 2021, or help me with the computers, or help me back up, or whatever. But please, out of everything else that I've said today, please make sure that you have a good backup. I don't know if you remember, back in October, November, my main computer, the one that I'm talking to you on right now, a hard drive failed in it. I had a backup, and I was able to, it was an SSD, which is I've told you about it before, which is a solid state device. Hold on just a sec. Let me see if I can get this open. And in my case, it was a little bitty M.2 drive, just like this. Now, you've seen this before. This is a 500 gigabyte M.2 device, an M.2 drive. This is called an NVMe. And these things are ultra fast. I mean, you can't get much faster than that as far as storage goes. Honestly, I don't know if you can get any faster than that right now. But my old NVMe, my old M.2, my old SSD inside of this computer failed. And I learned my lesson. I went with a less expensive alternative when I first built the computer, because it was a honking computer and I needed to save a little bit of money. But the whole thing about this is that device failed, not that one, but the one that I had failed, and I fortunately keep backups. Thank goodness that I practice what I preach, right? Because when the new one came in, I was up in less than 4 hours on the new SSD, new NVMe drive, and was able to restore all my data and everything in just a few hours. That is important, because if you run a business, I'm not saying I'm a critical business, but if you are a critical business, to be able to be back online in just a few hours, that's good stuff. So, even if you're at home, what happens if you lost all your pictures that aren't on the cloud? What happens if you lost your genealogy research that you've done for your family? You don't want to do that. So please, that is the most important thing I'm going to talk about today. Make sure that you have a good backup. And you can test your backup very easily. I've been going for 15 minutes. I need to stop. you can test your backup very easily. Create a bogus file, call it this is a test.txt, and inside the text document put this is a test, and place it in the path that is being backed up, and let it back up. Got it? Okay. Tomorrow or the next day, delete that file or rename that file, and then so that it's not in the path of the backup, and then go try to restore it. Very easy to test a backup and make sure that it works. All right, I'm stopping. Listen, if you would like the info on how to make a backup, if you would like info on the 10 things you can do to prep your computer for 2021, if you would like any of the info about anything that I've talked about, or if you want to congratulate me on my patch, let me know. I'll talk to you later. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Be blessed. Once again, make sure that you tell everybody you know and love that you love them and appreciate them. We just heard last night of one more person who passed away from COVID. So please, now it's essential that you tell everybody that you love and appreciate them. All right, I'll talk to you later. Be blessed. Have a fantastic evening. Let's listen to some Look At You Now on the way out. Bye-bye.
Didn't show up, but you showed them all anyhow. You wouldn't slow down, now you're too slow to push a fly.